is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now...
And welcome inside Delaware Live Sports, our opening day at Frawley Stadium. Here, Nick Allison journey alongside Joey Singles, Jason Winchell, our producer, Nick Halliday to the right with the camera, Mike Lang behind us, are down on the field taking some flicks. And here we go, Joey. Beautiful day for baseball again this evening. It's been a rough stretch to start the spring with some weather, but a perfect day here today for a little Archmere and Wilmington Charter.
Yeah, we've had 2 days in a row after the end of last week. How cold and rainy it was. Yesterday was nice, and today's even nicer.
How about that?
It actually has
nice too.
Yeah, it hasn't cooled off at all. I left the house this morning around 7 a.m. It was chilly, but man, the sun's been out the last 2 days full force. So happy about that. And we got two teams coming in who are kind of been heading in opposite directions so far early this season, with Archmere coming in at 6-1 and Charter only coming in with 1 win. But so I'm sure they're eager to make a good showing here at Frawley on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, Charter School of Wilmington 1-5 on the year, but that win coming over St. Elizabeth's in their opening day matchup with the Vikings, a 10-2 win. So the Force put up 10 runs there, but as Joe, you alluded to, struggling a little bit since that point. Have dropped 5 straight to 1-5. They're going to look to rebound here against Archmere, and you touched on the Hawks as well. 5-1, 4 straight victories for Archmere, led by Nick Santa. Arch and Charter led by head coach Chris Eddy, your assistants John Hedrick, Troy Berta, and Rob Nowasic, Bill Phillips, and Mark Wilhelm over on the Archmere side as we're going through lineups here. Currently, Joe, a 6:30 first pitch, so we're going to start a few minutes late here at Frawley, but with this kind of weather, nobody's complaining.
No, not at all. And yeah, Nick, Coach Santa has done a good job with Archmere this year. He's a former Little League opponent of mine, and he was a 13-year-old when I was a 15-year-old, but he was pretty good in Little League and pretty good in high school. And it seems like he's got Archmere off to a start that their baseball program hasn't seen for a little bit. So
yeah, you mentioned against Santa, part of all those championship teams at St. Mark's as an assistant for Coach Smith. Now over here with the Archmere Hawks again, 5-1, taking on 1-5 Wilmington Charter. And yesterday, Joe, I mean, I'm not sure if you were here. I wasn't able to make it. We had a DMA Sussex Central game. Here's Jason sitting to our right, and an incredible game on a Monday with DMA and Sussex Central, two of the top 5 teams, top 6-7 teams, if you will. DMA dropping down after that loss to Archmere early in the year. But Jason, talk a little bit about that game yesterday.
Yeah, DMA fell behind 4-0 after 2 innings, scored 3 in the third. Central added 2 more in the bottom of the third. So they were up 6-3, and then the fireworks exploded in the 5th inning as DMA put up 9 runs in the last 2 innings. And Sussex Central answered with a bunch of runs, and the final was DMA was able to hold on 13-10. The last 3 outs in the bottom of the 7th were played in complete darkness. I still don't know how the center fielder caught the ball in the outfield. But we were told once they started that inning, they have to finish the inning.
Okay.
So when we were talking to players after the game, they said once they started the top of the 7th, which they couldn't believe they did, then that's when they had to play the other games.
What a game yesterday. We're now going to pause for the national anthem. Then first pitch coming up right here live at Frawley Stadium. So here we go live from Frawley Stadium. Thanks for tuning in here to Delaware Live Sports. Nick Allison Draney, Joey Singles, Jason Winchell, our producer, Nick Halliday on camera, Mike Langley doing photos and some stats for us sitting behind us here at the press box at Frawley Stadium. And Joe, it's been a long pregame there down on the field. Again, everybody loves to play here at Frawley Stadium. I believe it's the first time Archmere and Charter at least are playing here this season. And again, should be a good one. Again, it's going to be Charter as your home team. They'll be batting in the bottom half here of the first inning. It's going to get started with Archmere and a familiar-faced quarterback, all-stater Chris Albero. Seen him do it on the football field. Seen him do it on the hardwood in the winter, on the basketball during basketball season. Here he is leading off for the Hawks here during baseball in the spring.
Yeah, I've seen him. I haven't seen him play baseball yet, so I've seen him play basketball. I've seen him play football in his career at Archmere, and when I saw him on the court at the first round of the DIA state tournament basketball this year, and I see him this year, he's grown a little bit.
Yeah.
He's put a couple inches on him, so we'll see how he makes out here. And boy, it is really sunny out there.
It's got the shade at the plate, and then, once you get back to the mound and beyond, it is glaring down there. So, again, it's going to, at least on our lineup cards, start with number 9, Chris Albero. And then following up Albero is going to be Matthew Keene. And then Nicholas Zhu, the senior, your 1, 2, 3 hitters to get started for the Hawks.
Yeah.
On the mound for Charter is going to be the sophomore Will Outsley. As you see him firing some warm-up pitches now as we're almost ready to get underway. Joe, the Phillies also 6:45 first pitch today as well, moving that up 15 minutes from prior seasons.
Yep. They had a I guess you would say interesting game, noteworthy game. Couple things happened in the game last night.
What a game
at the end for the better.
What a 8th inning.
Yeah,
by the Phils, and we'll see again. I'm sure some of these players out there watched that game last night. Couldn't wait to get out here and get in action at Frawley Stadium here on a Tuesday.
I saw a couple other things last night as well. College baseball player got his home run removed because he had too much pine tar on his aluminum bat. So he hit the home run. Umpire called it. Somebody called him out on it. The umpire took the bat, put it down across home plate. It was determined that there was too much. The pine tar was too far, for up the handle, and they pulled the home run. Then, after they had kicked out the umpire, after they kicked out the manager of the team who hit the home run, they actually reversed the call, which I wasn't really sure what it was about.
Oh, wow.
But
so
it was interesting.
Did they go and get him, bring him back into the ballpark?
I don't know about that. That would seem like the right thing to do.
So here's Chris Albero for Archmere. Took the first pitch from Outsley for a strike. Good eye by Albero on the second. So 1-1 here quickly to Albero. He'll be out in center field tonight for the Hawks as Outsley fires that one low and away. And Joe will be back in action. A Goldie Beacom doubleheader tomorrow. You can catch us, or at least I'll be there at 12 o'clock on the CACC network. A doubleheader, 12 and 3:15, I believe. As that one's high and in. 3-1 hitters count here at Albero.
Yep. Yeah, I'll be down there on Friday.
Doubleheader?
Yep.
Gotta love them.
12 and 3:30. Yep.
So here's the 3-1 to Albero. That one high, and leadoff man aboard for the Hawks here in the top of the first inning.
So he's working fast so far, but he's thrown 4 balls and 1 strike. So we'll see if having a runner on slows him down. He moves to the stretch here as Albero takes a pretty good lead off first.
Here's Matthew Keene, the second baseman, takes that one low and away for ball 1. Again, Albero now on first for Archmere, no one down. As we are underway here at Frawley Stadium, Outsley will step off. Fires. Albero was on the move. It's grounded to third base. Day's able to field it cleanly, make the throw, but Albero is running back to first. An interesting play there on the base path.
Albero, I believe, thought the ball was in the air.
Yeah, how about that?
It took that skip off the infield and went straight up, and he really misjudged that.
Double play because Albero ran back and he ran and they tagged him.
Yeah.
So works out for the force.
Either that or like Nick.
No,
Either that or what Jason said is that he thought there was 2 outs, but that wouldn't make sense because Albero let off the cane. So I'm guessing he thought it was a fly. It was a pop up.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the sun there that's glaring down on the first base side. Third base in that sun as well. Might have been a tough vantage point for Chris Albero, but a double play for Day and Wilmington Charter. That one's hardly hit on the ground by Zoo, but fielded cleanly over there by Hahn for out number 3. And we're heading to the bottom of the first inning. A quick top half led by Outsley. Charter able to take care of business. We're heading to the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 here at Frawley Stadium.
Regulars have been enjoying Green Craft Bar and Kitchen since 2015 for award-winning food, great drink selection, and live music. Now it's your turn. Bring your friends and family to our locations in Newark, Kennett Square, and our waterfront locations on the C&D Canal and in Lewis. Even your dogs are welcome on our heated patios. Enjoy lunch, dinner, or a weekend brunch that Elle magazine said was one of the 50 best in the country, and find out for yourself what keeps people coming back to Green. Not a regular? Stop in and we'll make you one. Regulars have been enjoying Green Craft Bar and Kitchen since 2015 for award-winning food, great drink selection, and live music. Now it's your turn. Bring your friends and family to our locations in Newark, Kennett Square, and our waterfront locations on the C&D Canal and in Lewis. Even your dogs are welcome on our heated patios. Enjoy lunch, dinner, or a weekend brunch that Elle magazine said was one of the 50 best in the country, and find out for yourself what keeps people coming back to Green. Not a regular? Stop in and we'll
To the bottom half of the first inning we go here at Frawley Stadium on Delaware Live Sports. Nick Allison-Trini, Joe Singles, Jason Winchell to our right. 1, 2, 3 for a Charter in the top half. Now they'll bring the bats up here in the bottom of the first inning. Get it started for the force is going to be the senior Sam Lefton, followed by Kevin Callahan, and then Outsley, who's been on the mound.
So I have a little bit more information on that pine tar incident yesterday. So it was Memphis, University of Central Florida. In the first inning, UCF's catcher hit a bomb, hit a home run, and that's what prompted the manager of Memphis to ask the ump to check the bat.
And this was, so it happened in the first inning.
Yeah, the first inning, yeah. And that's in a couple articles I've seen. It actually said somebody reached out to George Brett to ask what he thought, as he's clear, by far the most famous pine tar incident in the history of baseball. Didn't catch what he thought, but somebody wanted his opinion on it. So
on the mound for Archmere is going to be Thomas Penrod. And leading off here will be Lefton, the shortstop here for the force. That one misses for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch in there for a strike.
There it is.
They'll even things up here at 1-1. Again, around, I want to say 68, 66 maybe degrees right now down on the field. The sun may be a little warmer as that one was inside, jammed him up, and it's popped up. Coming into field is Lukowski, and he makes the catch for out number 1. So a good pitch by Penrod inside got left in to pop up, and now that's going to bring up Kevin Callahan, who again was jerseyless on our roster sheet though, but he's wearing the number 3 here today. And you'll see him in center field. Here's the first pitch to Callahan, swung on and popped up in the air into foul territory down the first base side, going to make the play. Almost had it back there was P.J. Blessington, but maybe lost it in the sun, as that's where the sun and shade break.
Yeah, and either way, Nick, that's the first baseman's catch. Sun or not, the first baseman should have called off the catcher in that particular case. So we'll see if see if Archmere can bounce back here. But that was definitely a free out that they could have taken.
Yeah, again, Blessington covering some track there to get all the way down to the first base side. Zoo maybe lost it in the sun. That one inside.
Yep, possibly.
1-1 the count now is Penrod missing that time. Again, now it's going to be Kevin Callahan, junior. Hits that one, fouled off. 1-2. Charter looking again for that first win since opening day against the Vikings. Struggling a little bit since then, but a good win at Frawley Stadium to get your team back on track.
Yeah.
Here's the 3-1. Off speed and up in front of it. That's right at us.
I was ready for it.
Yeah, Nick almost getting a hand out the window and snagging that one, but Callahan a little out in front of it.
Yeah. That's a good pitch, though, coming after the fastball that he missed on, and we'll see if he comes back, see what he comes back with here.
Here's the 1-2. Jammed him up inside, able to fight it off. Was Callahan back and above the press box here at Frawley? Joe, make sure you park a little bit further away today.
Yeah.
Non-foul ball zone. I don't know what's worse, parking here or driving by the Piedmont field at Doyle Field. 3-1 still to Callahan. Off speed is driven into left field for a single. So a good at bat that time for Kevin Callahan. Waited on his pitch, found it down 1-2 in the count, and able to drive it into left field.
Yeah, that was a actually really nice piece of hitting there. That was a curveball. Curveball came inside. He stayed on top of it, waited back, kept his weight back and his hands back, and then dropped the barrel of the bat right down on the ball and hit it right nicely into left field.
That's going to bring up the pitcher, Will Outsley. Wants to help himself out here. A runner on, one down. Here in the bottom half of the first inning. First pitch is in there for a strike from Penrod. Callahan will take his lead. Penrod checks him, and he'll fire on, try to keep him on as Zoo lost that one. I'm going to say a tough spot, as we alluded to earlier.
Yeah.
Right at that first base spot. Already seen it affect Albero on the base pad.
Glove. Yeah, you know, you can kind of hold your glove up there, or maybe the opposite hand, just to shield it a little bit.
So 0-1 here to Outsley. That one's low. Callahan's going to take off, and he's in safely with a steal of second.
Yeah.
That pitch a little low in the dirt.
Yep.
Led for an easy stolen base to Callahan.
Yeah, and as we talked about on Saturday at the softball game, you know, anything catcher has to reach for, down, up, either way, it makes it difficult to get off an accurate throw.
It's now a runner in scoring position for Outsley. That one missing, I believe, high and outside. So 2-1. The count now is Blessington going to head up and take a talk with Penrod here. So head back to the plate. Again, it'll be good for morale here for the Force if they're able to get a run here in the first inning. And you mentioned at the top of the program, opposite directions, at least the last few games for these two teams.
Yep.
So 2-1 the count to Outsley. Callahan at second. Trying to drive it opposite field. Foul down the right field line and out of play.
All the way up.
Again, got the net going all the way around now here at Frawley Stadium. Most ballparks adapting the netting.
Penrod he's really keeping the curveball in the strike zone. He's throwing a number of curveballs, and very few of them are getting loose. So
here's the 2-2. Trying to get the outside corner. I believe that was close, just missing.
Yeah.
So we got a full count here to Will Outsley. As Brady Harrock, the sophomore, waits on deck. Runner in score position, 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the 3-2. Outside again, trying to pin that outside corner, just missing on the last 2 pitches. And that's going to be a walk for Outsley. 2 men on now for the force.
Yeah, it's difficult to tell. We're a little off center, but I can't tell if catcher is setting up just off the plate. I don't think he is, but he's just missing.
Yeah, those were
He's
close.
Just missing on the outside corner of the plate, and both times the catcher had to move his glove a little bit to kind of pull it back. But we'll see how he does here with 2 on and 1 out.
Here's the cleanup man, Brady Harrock from the force. First pitch, and he's going to wait on it and drive it into deep center field. Going back is Albero, and unable to hang on. It's off a hop, but the runners. Did he catch that ball?
So he did not. It bounced, and now we got a runner between first and second on the rundown, which is number 12 there.
Yeah, so he can just touch.
He can touch second.
He can touch the bag. Yeah. So that is going to be.
He already ran past second.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Interesting here. We're having some base path action here in the first inning of Charter and Archmere. Again, that sun was into deep center field. It looked like it took a hop. It did. Albero fielded it cleanly off of 1 hop.
It hit once.
And again, we were fooled here in the press box. The runners were fooled as well on the base path. It's going to result in an out at second.
Yeah. Outsley was out at second. It sounds like he crossed.
I was saying Callahan scored, so there we go.
Yep.
So now the run comes up. So that's what was the confusing part. So Callahan was at second, Outsley at first. Callahan was able to score on the deep shot by Harrock. Again, it was Outsley with the confusion on the base path. He was the one that was tagged out at second.
Yeah, and Albero was on his horse. I mean, he was running. He was running back.
And he's an athlete
hard, and it still got out of his reach. So.
Hard hit ball from Brady Harrock. We're going to give him an RBI. That's going to bring up Day, and that's going to fall into right field for a hit.
Yep.
And now we got runners on the corners here. A lot of action in inning number 1 here at Frawley Stadium.
Yeah, the second baseman went over to cover the base as a runner was making his way, and it opened up the hole between first and second, and he just hit a little dribbler right through the middle.
So runners on the corners, still just 1 down. Here in the bottom of the first inning, that's going to bring up Drew Brady. Brady with runners on the corners takes the first pitch for a strike. Or excuse me, this is going to be Tyler Crapes. So 0-1 to Crapes here. 1 down, 2 men on. Penrod fires that one high and inside. So 3 hits here in the first inning for the Force. Able to get 1 across, a chance to add on here as Crapes takes that one 2-1.
Yeah, he's having Penrod's just having a little bit of trouble locating his fastball. You know, that last curve he threw was perfect. It started high, ended very low.
And here's the 2-1. That one low as well. That'll even things up here. Or excuse me, 3-1 now.
I said the same thing. I was like, what's up? Did you see that girl with the floaties?
Yeah, she got them on too. She got pink floaties.
Yeah.
You got the Force faithful sitting front row behind the plate trying to support Wilmington Charter. Here's the 3-1 to Crapes, fouled right back at us. 3-2 now, full count. To Tyler Crapes, the senior, and first baseman. And a runner in scoring position is Day sitting at first. Three-two, one down here in the bottom half of the first inning for Tyler Crepes. Here's the 3-2 pitch.
Outside.
Again, trying to hit that outside corner, just missing.
Yeah, he's coming across his body just a little bit too much. The height seems to be pretty good. He's just kind of following through a little far. Front shoulders just coming through a little too much. I'm sure he'll make an adjustment on this next batter.
So that should bring up Ryan Terranova, the sophomore. Or excuse me, Justin Terranova. 2 Terranovas on the roster. Justin out in left field tonight as the lefty will step in with the bases juiced here. 1 down in the first. First pitch is swung and fouled off. So a big spot here for Justin Terranova, the senior. Bases loaded, just 1 out. Charter already with 1 run across here in the bottom.
Yes, there's the Charter softball players that come in their full year, did they?
0-1 to Terranova. Fouls another one off. So quickly 0-2 to Terranova as the Hawks need an out here. Bases are loaded. Here's the 0-2. Got away from him.
Yeah, lost that curveball up. Fell out of his hands, like you said.
So again, Charter has Hahn waiting on deck, and then it's the top of the order for the Force here in the bottom half of the first inning. Terranova 1-2 in a big spot. Again, tried to maybe foul up with the same curveball, but lost it again.
Yeah, which is interesting because unless he's, we can't see his hand grip here, Nick, but unless he's trying to throw something different than he's thrown to the all the batters previously.
You're right, yeah.
Because he was getting his curveball across.
Taking some more off it looks like.
Yeah.
So 2-2, they're going to try to keep Day honest at second base as they'll throw it across. Count, though, 2-2 to Justin Terranova. As he's taken 2 straight balls, started the count 0-2 as he fights his way back. Again, Penrod looking to get out of a jam. Here's the 2-2. Hit right back at Penrod. He'll field it cleanly, get it back to Blessington for the force out at home. So that's actually 3 outs.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's 3.
Yep,
so he actually didn't have to. He could have just gone the first. But either way, I mean, they got out of that inning only giving up 1 run.
How about that? Again, big job as Penrod able to battle back, as you said, but the Force able to make good connection there in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, that's they were right on him. So we'll see what happens the next inning, but they definitely earned that 1 run.
Charter, they leave 3 on. We're heading to the top of the second inning. They do get 1 across. 1-0 Force on top of the Hawks. We're headed to inning number 2.
First State Orthopedic statewide has 29 physicians at 16 locations. Our physicians and staff provide both non-surgical as well as surgical treatment for almost all orthopedic conditions and injuries. We are specially trained in the current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physician and orthopedic consultant for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to the local emergency departments as well as medical aid units and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Call for an appointment today or visit us at firststateortho.com. First State Orthopedic statewide has 29 physicians at 16 locations. Our physicians and staff provide both non-surgical as well as surgical treatment for almost all orthopedic conditions and injuries. We are specially trained in the current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physician and orthopedic consultant for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and
1-0 as we head to the second inning here at Frawley Stadium. Nick Alessandrini alongside Joe Singles, Jason Winchell, Nick Halliday, Mike Lane, you name it, we're here. It's 1-0, but not going to waste any time getting things started here for Archmere in the top half of the second inning. I believe was Parker.
Parker, yeah.
Yeah, so
Andrew
that's
Parker,
going to
first
be Parker.
pitch. First pitch right between shortstop and third there.
So that's going to bring up Jason Ledkowski. Ledkowski at third base today for Archmere. So leadoff man aboard in Parker. And then another first pitch hit going to be right into the glove of Lefton at shortstop, trying to double him up at first, and he got him. Heads up play. That time by Sam Lefton, the senior shortstop for the Force.
That was close.
Close.
That was a close bang play.
Yeah,
but
again, if you're at home, you can check the replay.
That's I don't know. I guess Parker thought it was going to make its way into left center, but I'm not sure why he was that far off the bag. Other than that.
You know what? I think I might have agreed with him again. Better vantage point down there
Yeah.
as Nowasic will step in here for Archmere. Nowasic out in right field tonight, his first at bat here with, again, nobody on. But I might have thought I had a chance to maybe float over Lefton's head. I guess it was carrying a little bit, but right into the glove it went as this one's grounded right back into Outslay's hands, and he'll make the easy play. Almost a 1-2-3 inning, not necessarily, but 3 outs rather quickly here in the top half of the second inning. So we're heading to the bottom of the second. Force still on top of Archmere, 1-0.
Now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own
Make you one. Regulars have been enjoying Green Craft Bar and Kitchen since 2015 for award-winning food, great drink selection, and live music. Now it's your turn. Bring your friends and family to our locations in Newark, Kennett Square, and our waterfront locations on the C&D Canal and in Lewis. Even your dogs are welcome on our heated patios. Enjoy lunch, dinner, or a weekend brunch that Elle Magazine said was one of the 50 best in the country, and find out for yourself what keeps people coming back to Green. Not a regular? Stop in and we'll make you one. Regulars have been enjoying Green Craft Bar and Kitchen since 2015 for award-winning food,
Here we go to the bottom half of the second inning. Again, the Charter Force defense playing a good part here through the first two. Archmere still looking to get on the board, but a 1-0 game as the Force will get back to the plate here in the bottom half of the second inning.
I am too. And I have been for like 10 years. I feel like
It's going to be the second baseman, Justin Hahn, to lead things off here in the second for the Charter School of Wilmington. Again, Penrod on the mound here for Archmere. Threw a decent amount of pitches in that first inning. So here's Hahn. First pitch to Hahn is swung on and fouled off into the dirt. Hahn at second base today. Got him swinging. 0-2 quickly here to Justin Hahn. In Pete's. That's what you get for not being open tonight.
Yep.
Chickies and Pete's. So Penrod, 0-2 to Justin Hahn, who's been fighting off pitches. He'll step out here. Marks. Fold him there with the 0-2. Got him, and down goes Hahn.
Yep. Threw it kind of with his hands and didn't have much chance of making contact on that one.
So that's going to bring up the catcher, Max Allcamp. He's going to bounce back to the backstop 1-0. And Thursday, Goldie Beacom softball on the CACC network. Friday, more Goldie Beacom baseball. And Saturday, I believe we're here for a doubleheader, high school doubleheader. Off again, this one out of Frawley Stadium. So 1-1 to Max Allcamp. And drive this one into shallow right field, but just falls foul. Went down and poked it out there, and it had a chance, but gonna fall foul, 1-2. Here he is, Pop's in the house now. So 1-2 to Max Allcamp. Nobody on here, one down. Force holding the 1-0 lead for a few times in previous innings that were just missing.
Yep, and that was noticeably more. It got way more of the plate, so it was very good call by the ump. And
first pitch low and away to Lefton. 1-0. Around first goes Lefton and safely into second with a stand-up double for the leadoff hitter Sam Lefton. And now runner in scoring position here with 2 down.
Given the ball, they're staying on. They're staying on it. I saw them play way early in the season against Hodson, and
that'll bring up Kevin Callahan. He's dangerous with a runner in score position, and he's going to get a hold of this one.
He's going to get under it.
Yeah. Albero, though, able to get over there and make the play for out number 3. So it's 1-0.
High Five Hospitality was founded in 2004 when 3 guys teamed up to introduce the Buffalo Wild Wings franchise concept to Delaware. They now operate 8 Buffalo Wild Wings, 6 locations throughout Delaware, and 2 locations in Maryland. B-Dubs has weekly and unique blend of crafted food and an array of spirits, all flavored with a dash of nostalgia. Our culinary mantra is comfort food playfully reimagined, and we prepare seasonal favorites that strive to please the palate and resurface a memory. Limestone Barbecue, from our mouth-watering Texas-style brisket, fall-off-the-bone chicken, and St. Louis ribs. Southern-style sides, mac and cheese, baked beans, cornbread, sweet tea, and our homemade pickles. Be prepared as your bread will be your napkin. Yup, we are that kind of barbecue. Expectation, our famous Eggs Benedict. High Five Hospitality's mission is to operate 5 brands that serve high-quality products.
Third inning coming to you live here on Delaware Live Sports. It's the Charter Force and the Archmere Ox. Charter coming in at 1-5. Archmere 5-1, but the Force out to a 1-0.
That was another college baseball game, which we know wacky things happen, but the batter got called out for not returning to the plate between pitches.
They're really trying to speed the game up, aren't they?
Apparently, you have the rule is at least in the end, take a ball low there, and he was pushing it on all his after each pitch, and then there was another pitch where the ball kind of got away from the catcher, and the batter took a little bit extra time. And I personally, Archmere swings through that ball, but the catcher of the defensive team pointed to the clock. It said 20 seconds, and the umpire called him out. So we get a strikeout there.
Will Outsley taking care of business to open up the third inning. Matthew Delos goes down in the top of the third inning. That's going to bring up P.J. Blessington, the sophomore catcher. We'll take that one low for ball 1.
But I'm sure that rule exists and has existed for a while. Just never heard of anybody.
To left field, Terranova under it for out number 2. And yeah, I'm not sure if you've seen any of the Savannah Banana stuff that they've been doing. Have you heard about it? Off in the stadium, and a fan catches it, the batter's out. So if you go to play the Savannah Bananas, you better be careful where you hit those foul balls. That's going to bring up Alexander McWilliams here for Archmere, the top of the third top of the third inning. The shortstop for the Auks takes that one low. 3, 1, 2, 3. The Force taking care of business defensively. We're heading to the bottom of the third inning. 1-0 Force.
Used to be. The sporting goods industry has been disrupted, adding to coach and athletic director daily challenges. supported with nationwide team service, including sport and category experts. Get the look of D1 colleges and pro teams with our program that streamlines ordering your staff apparel. Our campus branding products are perfect for boosting school and team pride. BSN Sports has the advantages you need right now.
And welcome back to Frawley. Charter Force led by Will Outsley. Defensively, he's on the mound today doing pretty good work here against Archmere. You've got a shutout through 3, and they've been making some good contact, as you alluded to earlier, Joe. Only one run across, but they're putting some runners on here early.
Yeah. If they keep this up, it's only going to be a matter of time before they get locked in today, early.
Speaking of Will Outsley, the pitcher going to lead off things here for the Force in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Stadium with the Hawks. They're right in, and that one hit first pitch from Outsley, ground to the shortstop, McWilliams Fields, and fires over to first for the first down of the inning. And propelled them into the top 10 rankings, and they're getting some more wins as well. The only loss coming to St. Mark's a few weeks ago. So here's Brady Harak. He had that double that scored. So here comes Drew Brady.
Yeah, a couple weeks on a Saturday, right? It's like a noon.
Here for Charter, 2 down. The pitch from Penrod. First pitch in there for a strike. And DHing today. Here's the 0-1. Brady fouls that one off into the press section. So quickly 0-2 now. As Archmere looking for, I believe, their first 1-2-3. 0-2. Tried to fool him. Good eye that time by Brady. Takes that one low and away.
Good pitch, though.
Yeah, I'm with
Better
you.
job laying off.
Here's the 1-2 to Brady.
Oh, hit
Got
him.
a piece of him, yeah, on the inside. That lay. Now with the runner on here for the Force. Or excuse me, Tyler Krebs will step in. Krebs at first base today. Took a walk his first time up. Good job behind the plate by Blessington. Stop that one. Again, Brady thought about taking off.
Yeah, and Archmere was not holding him on that first pitch, which was not really sure why, but now they're holding him on, which makes more sense. And the sun has since passed, and it's headed out into right field, so there shouldn't be any trouble from a throw from the left side of the diamond over to the right side of the diamond over to first base, or even from the pitcher to first. So you definitely want to try and keep those runners close, in a game like this.
And Penrod obviously wanted to talk to Blessington about something. He's walked towards the catcher, then called him forward, and Blessington didn't immediately get up and go speak with him. So Penrod had something, a message he wanted to get across. So 1-0 to Krebs with a runner on here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2 down. The pitch from Penrod. A little bit low.
A little low, yeah.
So 2-0. You can hear that Charter crowd starting to get into it a little bit. A nice Force faithful here down the first baseline. And behind the plate. That one Penrod puts in for a strike. So 2-1 to Tyler Krebs. Brady at first. 2 down. Penrod fires. Curveball missing inside. So 3-1 now.
Yeah, Nick, I think you're right. I think he's trying to kind of change the speed of that curveball because he's not he's not coming down over top and snapping his hand the way he was in the first inning as he gets a fastball in the outside corner for strike 2 there. But he's clearly the delivery is very different on 2 versions of his curveball. So we'll see what he throws here on a full count.
3-2, 2 down, 1 runner on for Tyler Krebs. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That's driven into left field. Deloche is going to have to get back. That is crushed. It's going to one-hop to the wall. Brady around third. He will score as Krebs is going to try to get into third for a triple. He's going to be gunned out for out number 3, but the run is aboard. So 2-0 for the Force, but Krebs absolutely crushed that one to left field.
So, yeah, I mean, he got into that one, man. He drove that ball deep. I actually, as we see Charter's head coach heading to try and speak to the base ump there. He thought his runner was safe there at third. But I actually thought it had a chance to get over.
I thought it did.
Get over the fence there.
Too.
Yeah, I mean, that's that was a shot. So we talked about it just before the inning started. They get only 1 run out of that, but some bunch of good contact again. So,
and again, Krebs was out on his way to third, but Brady was able to score. So the run will count, and now 2-0 Force in front of Archmere. Archmere again with just 1 hit through 3 innings as they look to find their stride offensively here in the top of the 4th. Outsley will trot back out onto the mound for Charter. Maybe you said it, Joe. That contact for the Force.
Yeah.
They're making great contact here tonight at Frawley Stadium. Again, that was shot to deep left from Krebs. Had a shot to get out. 1 hop to the wall. Yep. Deloche had to be on his horse out there in left field. But they was able to get him out at third base, so maybe saving an extra run there.
Yeah, that run doesn't score.
So for Archmere, it should be the leadoff man, Chris Albero. Top of the order coming up here for Archmere in the top of the 4th inning. Only the second at-bats here for Albero, and 1, 2, 3 hitters for Archmere. Again, Albero was able to get on in the 1st inning, and then we had the base area, if you will, on the base pad. So here's the first pitch to Albero, low, in there for ball 1. The 1-0 to Albero. That should be in there for a strike as Outsley fires that right in. So 1-1. Here's the 1-1 to Albero. That one skips in to Allcamp, 2-1. Again, now the entire field here at Frawley into shade. As that one is low away, it'll take a hop to the backstop. 3-1 now to Chris Albero. We'll see if he gets the green light.
Yeah, I would think so. Leadoff batter.
I'm with you. Here's the 3-1. They give it to him, and he rips it, but right at Hahn at second base. Albero with great contact, but better positioning that time from Justin Hahn, who makes the catch for out number 1.
He stayed right on it. Took it,
hard hit ball.
Drove it. Second baseman didn't have to move at all.
Right spot at the right time for Justin Hahn. That's going to bring up the 2-hitter, Matthew Keene. First pitch from Outsley hits the corner for strike 1.
Yep.
Oh, there you have it. You were everybody wondering why Knable wasn't able to pitch yesterday or Sunday. He has COVID. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Matthew Keene, up high and away. 1-2. Again, one down here in the top of the fourth inning. It started with Albero in the top of the lineup. Here's the two-hitter, Matthew Keene. That pitch low and away, and that'll even things up here at 2-2. Yep. The 2-2 to Keene.
Outside.
Just missing on that outside corner. Hit on the ground to first. Krebs is there to field it cleanly and touch the bag for out number 2. So Albero goes down, followed by Matthew Keene here in the top of the fourth inning. That's going to bring up the 3-hitter, Nick Zhu from Archmere. Again, Joe Archmere with just one hit here, almost through 3 2/3 innings.
Yeah.
So here's the first pitch, Nicholas Zhu. Just missing a little bit outside, 1-0 to Zhu.
Yeah, Outslay's really, he's keeping them off balance, and the couple hard hit balls that, you know, they've been unlucky. You get an outside pitch low and away there for ball 2, but he's doing a great job. He's keeping his fastball low, and when he does throw the curve, he's another pitch outside there, but he's sometimes it's falling in the strike zone, sometimes it's not, but it's at least keeping the Archmere hitters honest, and they do have to look for it.
3-0 to Zhu. As he tried to hit that corner every pitch, it seemed like on that at-bat, but was unable to do so. So 4 straight pitches just off that outside corner is going to put Nicholas Zhu on.
Yep.
That's going to bring up the cleanup hitter. Had a nice shot his first up. That time was Andrew Parker. He was the one that lost the ball on the third base, ended up getting caught in the rundown and eventually tagged out. So 2 down with a man on. That one's going to get away from Allcamp. And rounding second is Zhu. He's going to try to head to third. He's going to steal 2 bags for the Auks. And now not only a runner in scoring position, but sitting at third base here for Parker.
Yeah, and Outslay has, you know, his delivery has, and as we see Charter's manager come to the mound to probably try and calm him down, but, you know, his delivery has consistently, the pitch has been finishing across his body to the right side, far away from right-handed batters, and that pitch was, you know, just happened to be like a foot off the plate. It was a wild pitch. You know, the catcher couldn't come up with it, but it was a wild pitch, and it really got away.
And again, it seems like, I'm not sure by design or if he's missing outside. They're trying to get him to hit that corner. It seems like at least the last 6 or 7 pitches.
Yep.
And that time it really got away from him. So I'm not sure if that's, you know, Chris Eddy, the head coach here at Charter, maybe wanting him to try to hit that spot, or if he's just losing it a bit outside.
Yep.
But here's Andrew Parker, and he's dangerous. The cleanup hitter here for the Auks, Zhu on third. So it could be a 2-out rally. That's what the Auks are hoping for here in the top of the fourth inning, trailing 2-0. Outslay will speak with the coaching staff, and he's back out there. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And it must have been a good talk, too. He fires that one in there for a strike.
Yeah, and it's hard, too. And usually the, you know, what people say is that pitch outside and low. Usually what they say at this level is that, you know, if you can hit your spots 2 out of 3 times, you know, 66% of the time, you're doing pretty well. You know, so like you pointed out too, he's probably trying to hit the outside of the plate, but every once in a while, you know, it's normal, you know, for the pitch to kind of get away from him. So, but in this particular case, you know, you got a runner on third, and you don't want to let one go as we get a ground ball to short.
Left in will field it cleanly. Will fire to first for out number 3. Run will not score. And Archmere leaves a runner in scoring position. They still trail 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Joe, we'll stay right here again as the Force are going to come up with the 2-0 lead. And even on that last at bat, again, it seemed like every pitch he was trying to hit that outside corner. We'll see if we get Will Outslay in the 5th inning.
Yeah.
Or if Charter will get somebody up in the bullpen.
No, I would think I would think he'd stay in, at least for one more inning.
I'm with you. I would leave him
you
in.
know, if not 2. I mean, he got out of that jam pretty quickly. So.
And again, Zhu was able to steal second and third on that wild pitch.
Yeah.
So again, a good day for Outslay so far through 4 innings. 1 hit, no runs. Can't ask for much of a better start here tonight for the sophomore. So Penrod, I believe, still back out on the mound here for Archmere. As we head to the bottom of the 4th. Again, Phillies in action tonight. The NBA play-ins getting started tonight with the Cavs and the Nets. Nets with an early lead in Brooklyn over Cleveland, who's been dealing with some injury issues down the stretch of the regular season. No Jared Allen, their all-star tonight, out with that finger injury. And Evan Mobley, I don't believe at 100% either. But NBA playoffs now just around the corner.
Yeah, I haven't paid too much attention to anybody but the Sixers this season.
That's all that matters.
So, you know, I'll definitely watch when they're in the playoffs, but I haven't really followed what else has been going on other than the fact that the Nets and the Lakers have struggled despite their talent.
Nets still with the 3rd shortest odds to win the NBA title, which is an insane number in Vegas. As we are back here for the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-0, Force in front. Justin Terranova thought about laying the bunt down, but he's able to hold off 1-0.
Pulled it back.
And Penrod still on the mound here, the senior for Archmere. 5 hits, 2 earned. As Archmere looks to battle back. So here's Terranova, the left fielder. Grounded to the pitcher his first time up. Again, would have been a beautiful night here at Frawley Stadium to come check out some baseball. Same thing tomorrow. If you're able to get out to Doyle Field for Goldie or maybe to the softball game at Red Lion in the evening, should be perfect weather. Maybe a little hot during the day tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing 80.
Okay.
Not complaining. Here's a 3-0 to Terranova, and he'll take a walk on 4 pitches. So Terranova is aboard. Leadoff man on for the Force. As that's going to bring up Justin Hahn. With nobody out. Max Allcamp, the catcher, awaits on deck, and then it's the top of the order for the Force.
Baseball plays next week. They're at Concord at 11 a.m.
So Penrod looking around here.
That's the Sally's Charter. Newark Charter games at 1, I think.
Waiting to get, I guess, the approval to go, and here we are. So Justin Hahn will step in with nobody down. A leadoff man is aboard here for the Force.
And they're not going to hold him on again. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, Concord's the 11
And he got back.
A little bit of a delay there. You see Zoo over at first trying to play with the mind a little bit of Justin Hahn. Or excuse me, Terranova. As Justin Hahn still waiting for his first pitch from Penrod. And again, Penrod looking over, make sure Terranova has nowhere to go. So 2 throw-overs here for Justin Hahn, who's in the batter's box. And now he'll step back. That one a little bit high. That's your first pitch to Hahn. This at bat.
Yeah, he squared the bunt.
Yep.
Not a bad idea with no outs. You know, if you have somebody who can execute that, you move the runner over in a scoring position.
We talked about that on Saturday.
Yeah. I always enjoyed bunting. I'm not really sure what what kids nowadays. He's going to be safe. He's going to get in there.
Terranova takes off. Showing off the speed, he slides in safely to second, give him the stolen base. So now the runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, he got there anyway, but I always enjoyed bunting. I'm not sure what kids these days, if they enjoy it or not, but you know, like we were talking on Saturday, it's definitely not something that's used like it used to be in the game of baseball at all levels.
Archmere going to get some work up in the pen here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Nobody down, runner in score position for Hahn, who swings and pops it up. Nicholas Zhu going to try to come over Blessington as well. This time Zhu can't hold on, and again, we talked about the play in the first inning where he should have came on and made the play. That time it looked like he caught off Blessington, but unable to make the catch.
Yeah, he overran it. It was getting close to the Charter dugout, but you know, I'm sure he'll be disappointed that he wasn't able to secure that out.
So Justin Hahn remains up 2-1 after the foul ball. Terranova at second for the Force. Here's the 2-1 pitch. The bunt is up in the air, and Penrod able to get right under it and make the catch. And that time Hahn puts it up in the air.
Yeah, that Hahn will be again disappointed with that, because he had an opportunity to move the runner to the third with only one out, and he kind of angled that bat up. And as we know, you try and keep the barrel of the bat angled downward at a downward angle, so you don't do that, but
so that's going to bring up Max Allcamp, the catcher. Terranova still at second now, one down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Penrod will turn, fire, got him swinging for strike one to start the at-bat. That one hit hard in between the gap at third and short. That's going to be a hit for Allcamp. Terranova will hold at third. And now runners on the corners for Charter here with one down.
Yeah, good piece of hitting, solid. He actually hit it so hard, the runner didn't have time to come home. So when the left fielder for Archmere was playing pretty shallow as well, so with one out, can hold him up.
So Ryan Terranova will come and relieve Max Allcamp from a first. So now two Terranovas on the base path here for the Force in the bottom of the fourth inning. Runners on the corners with just one out, and that's going to bring up the top of the order. Sam Lefton, the shortstop, will step in now for Wilmington Charter. And a chance to add on to this 2-0 lead. And again, yeah, Penrod, though, Archmere is getting some work up in the bullpen. Not sure who's out there getting warmed up, but they are throwing down there, and a mound visit here for the Auks. And again, I believe 95 into almost one lane up there, as it was reported on DETV News yesterday that they're halfway done construction on 95 in Wilmington. So I guess that's a good thing. Halfway done the construction on 95. Give or take. So here's Sam Lefton, a chance to do some damage with runners on the corners. Penrod will fire, keep Ryan Terranova close to him over there at the bag. But just one down here for Charter, and this top of the order has been making great contact.
Yeah, it's been solid at almost every inning that they've entered this part of the lineup.
Off speed to Lefton, curveball, hung it up there, got him swinging.
Yep.
So 0-1 to Lefton as Penrod looking to get out of another jam. We'll see if the Hawks can do so.
That was my original plan.
Fires back. Terranova dives in safely.
With me having to be at Goldie at noon tomorrow, I wanted to sleep today. Sally's is playing tonight. Yeah, and then they play St. Mark's tomorrow night.
Here's the 0-1. Once again, going to make sure Ryan Terranova stays over there at first base. They don't want him to, I believe, to get over into scoring position.
And as long as you're confident, you can throw over, with a runner on third.
So left in the 0-1. Curveball again is hit hard. Same spot as before. A single, an RBI single for Sam Lefton. 3-0. Charter in front.
Yeah, and you know what, Nick? What I really like about that from Lefton is that was the same pitch that fooled him big time. The pitch before, and he hung with it. He stayed in on that curveball and drove it out into left field. So good for him to be able to adjust, mid at bat.
And again, another good job with contact at the plate for Charter. Another well-hit ball into left field. A single. Runner comes around is Justin Terranova. Ryan Terranova will advance. So first and second now for the Force with one out. Holding a 3-0 lead, and we're going to have our first pitching change of the evening as Penrod will be relieved here in the bottom of the fourth. He goes 3 1/3, 7 hits, 3 earned runs. So we talked about at the top of the broadcast, Joe, as these teams were heading in opposite directions coming in. Charter 1-5, Archmere 5-1. And it's the Force out with an early lead here tonight.
Yeah, and back to the curveball thing. Speaking of, as we have a little bit of time here, speaking of hitting the curveball, a lot of you out there probably remember Albert Bell. Another thing that I was looking at today is, if anybody recalls, if anybody's old enough, I was in I think 10th grade in 1994, but in 1994, Albert Bell, he got in trouble for corking his bat, and the story goes that in Major League Baseball, you're allowed to ask the umpire to check an opponent's bat one time per game. So Gene Lamont, who was the manager of the Chicago White Sox, said, Bell's corking his bat. So the umpire under the rules of the game confiscated Albert Bell's bats. Dave Phillips was the umpire, and locked the bat that he was using in the umpire's dressing room. Well, the Indians knew that Albert Bell was corking his bat, so they sent pitcher Jason Grimsley to get the bat, and Grimsley climbed through the ceiling and entered down into the umpire's changing room through the ceiling tiles. Switched out the bat with Paul Sorrento's bat, went backed up into the ceiling and crawled back out with a flashlight in his mouth. And all this he later admitted to doing. And during the 6th inning, as we get started here, I'll finish in a minute.
It's going to be the freshman Jonathan O'Boyle coming here in relief of Penrod in the bottom of the 4th. Again, he's got 2 men on. He's into a jam here. First pitch is in for a strike. So goes down as Callahan goes down and gets that one. Popped up. Albero coming in from center. Makes the play for out number 2.
So anyway, when the umpires returned back to the changing room, they noticed that the ceiling tiles were messed up and that it wasn't the same bat that they had originally brought back at the beginning of the game. And it turns out, and they ended up calling the Chicago Police Department to investigate a burglary. The investigation was carried out by a former FBI agent, and everybody came.
How about that? Baseball's more fun back then.
Yeah, and Cleveland Indians admitted to pulling the switch through the ceiling tiles on the bat, and Albert Bell was suspended. But after all that, still got in trouble.
That'll bring up now the pitcher, Will Outsley, with 2 men on, 2 down. That one gets away from O'Boyle in the dirt, 1-1. But Jonathan O'Boyle, the freshman, coming in, able to get an out on Kevin Callahan, his first hitter. We'll see how he does now against the 3-hitter Outsley. Runner in scoring position, 2 men on here for the force. 3-0 lead. The pitch is popped up in the air.
Straight up.
And out of play. So 1-2 to Will Outsley. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Outsley. That one low into the dirt.
Yep.
But as you said, Joe, impressed with the Charter bats tonight, and even in the field as well. Defense has been there. As that one's fouled right above us. I believe should give us a full count now. Add 3-2 for Will Outsley. Again, 2 down here in a big spot for the reliever, the freshman Jonathan O'Boyle. Trying to get the Hawks out of a jam. He'll turn and keep an eye at second base on Ryan Terranova. He dives back in safely. Count still full to Will Outsley. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Tad high. That's going to put Outsley on the base on balls. That's going to load the bases for the cleanup hitter, Brady Harak, who absolutely crushed one earlier in the ball game. And this is where you want your cleanup hitter up with the bases juiced.
Yep. As we watch the left fielder back up.
Yep.
See him.
Yeah, Matt Deloche out there now, taking a few steps back in.
Yeah.
We'll see. So O'Boyle, the freshman, now the big task here with 2 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the first pitch to Harak. Hits the outside corner for strike 1, and O'Boyle quickly ahead here.
Coach said his name is pronounced
Harich gonna foul that one off. As little help up here. The press box always is appreciated.
The pronunciations, yep.
Apologize to the Harach family. But quickly 0-2. Boyle ahead of Harach here with the bases loaded. Trying to get the Hawks out of a jam. Harach trying to extend this lead. There's the pitch. Thought about it, but good eye to lay off that one low and away. 1-2 now. Here's the 1-2. Once again, Harach looks like he likes those low and away, but a good eye to stay off that one as well.
Yeah. We'll see what he does here. See, you would think he's got to come. He's got to come with a strike.
They tried to get him to chase those last 2. He evens things up at 2-2 as O'Boyle steps off.
They're getting crushed, so he comes in as a pitch hitter with the bases loaded, gets hit by the pitch. Right. I said, oh, he took one for the team, and that goes, yeah, but a grand slam would have been better.
Pitch, Harach drills it down the
Fair
left
ball.
field line. That's a fair ball. Runners are coming around. 1 scores, 2 scores. They're going to wave left and around as well, and 3 runners score a base-clearing triple for Brady Harach, as I believe the ball may be stuck in the corner in left field.
Yeah. Yeah, they might.
Yeah, what do you think, Joe?
Well,
Ground rule
I don't know.
double?
The umpire raised his hand to stop play before that third runner crossed the plate. So I'm curious to see.
I think he's got to come back to third, yeah.
Okay, so they're gonna call him back.
So interesting there. It's going to be a ground rule double for Brady Harach.
Boy, that was a great hit. I mean, he smoked that ball right down. Yeah, he smoked that ball right down the third baseline there. Great piece of hitting.
Yeah, and I mean, we had a great view, but definitely
Yeah.
a fair ball.
Yeah.
So 2 runs will score. They'll bring Outsley back to third.
Brady's a 10th grader.
So now Drew Brady with 2 more runners in scoring position. A 5-0 lead for the Force. First pitch trying to take it opposite field. Fouls it out of play, 0-1. But how about these bats from the Force tonight? They've been crushing the ball today.
Yeah.
Yeah. 0-1 to Drew Brady as O'Boyle will fire over to second base. Keep Harich nearby. Count remains 0-1 to Drew Brady. Brady, your DH today for the Force. And here's the 0-1. Finds the corner, does O'Boyle, 1-1. Or excuse me, 0-2. Lights on here as the sun goes down at Frawley Stadium. Oh, 0-2 to Brady. Got him swinging for strike 3. So the Force leave 2 more on in scoring position, but they're able to get 3 here in the bottom of the 4th. A 5-0 lead for the charter school of Wilmington over Archmere. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're heading to the 5th inning here at Frawley Stadium.
Great drink selection and live music. Now it's your turn. Bring your friends and family to our locations in Newark, Kennett Square, and our waterfront locations on the C&D Canal and in Lewis. Even your dogs are welcome on our heated patios. Enjoy lunch, dinner, or a weekend brunch that Elle Magazine said was one of the 50 best in the country, and find out for yourself what keeps people coming back to Green. Not a regular? Stop in and we'll make you one. Regulars have been enjoying Green Craft Bar and Kitchen since 2015 for award-winning food, great drink selection, and live music. Now it's your turn. Bring your friends and family to our locations in Newark, Kennett Square, and our waterfront locations on the C&D Canal and in Lewis.
Mike Lang, you name it, we're here. And Joe, sorry for the technical difficulties to all our viewers there in the top of the 5th inning. It was a rather quick outs, and here we are now in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Joe, the Charter Force have been hitting the ball hard tonight, and we'll see for the Auks. And I believe getting us started at the plate here, 1-0, quickly 2-0 to Tyler Krebs. And Krebs was the one who blasted that ball into left field.
Yeah.
And here is the 2-0, quickly 3-0. Tyler Krebs.
Yeah, I appreciated Boyle trying to stay on that outside corner, but if if to stay out there for sure, but if you're not getting the call or the force bat.
So full count to Tyler Krebs
Because he was walking off.
up Justin Terranova. This year, Joe, he was ace for Chris Albero. And he'll Archmere as Albero scored the first run of the game here in the 6th. Or excuse me, Harich is in there for a strike. That one was. Strike 2, 2-2 now.
That.
Oh, 2 quickly to Kevin Callahan. Oh, Boyle, once again, he likes to throw over to first. Making sure that all camp has nowhere to go. So 0-2. Your count to Kevin Callahan. Callahan drills this one into left field for a single. All camp over to second into scoring position, and now 2 men on for the Force here with 1 down in the 6th, and the bats continue to stay hot for Charter tonight.
I mean, we always know that in sports it's always a combination of a particular day, a particular night, who you're playing, how that pitcher matches up with your lineup.
A lot of different variables.
The Charter
sure.
I saw a month ago at Hodson, it looks like a completely different team.
Night and day.
Offensively in particular, the Force really struggled to get any solid contact, really that entire game against Hodson. They ended up losing 9-5 that game, but the contact that they're making today is far and away a far improvement from what I saw a month ago.
And now here's Will Outsley. 1-1 to Outsley here again. 9 hits so far in this game for the Force. Archmere with just 3.
And I can't think of one of those 9 that's been a blooper.
You're right. They've been hard shots.
They've been shots.
Curveball finds its way into the strike zone. 1-2 to Will Outsley. Only one down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Archmere going to need a big top half of the 7th. Going to try to keep this thing at 5-1. 2 men on here for Charter. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Struck him out, pinned that outside corner, got him looking for out number 2.
Yep. Pitch was again. It was low and away, but in the strike zone, it's just a difficult pitch to hit, no matter who you are.
It's going to bring up the cleanup man, Brady Harrich. He'll probably be the one trying to close this thing out on the mound in the 7th inning as well. But a chance to help out just a little bit with 2 men on, 2 down. So he'll take that one low for ball 1 to start the at-bat. Here's the 1-0. Outside. 2-0. Again tomorrow. Red Line and St. Mark's softball tomorrow evening. So make sure you keep a lookout for that one as Harris drives this one into center field. Came up on it early, was out. We're back here as an RBI there for Drew Brady. Brings one around 8-1 in favor of Archmere. 11 hits now on the night for the Charter School of Wilmington. The Hawks going to need a heck of a 7th inning if they want to try to get back in this one here in Frawley Stadium tonight. But back-to-backs for Archmere this week. Had a game yesterday and now right back at it here tonight. So back-to-back for the Hawks this week. As that one was close to the corner, just missing 1 and 2 to Tyler Krebs. And Krebs, he's had some good shots here as well tonight.
Yep.
And got him that time for strike 3. So Krebs down on strikes as we have some fireworks out behind I-95 here. How about that? We can get him on the camera, probably a little bit too far. But there are fireworks. We'll stay right here as we head to the top of the 7th. So Joe, Hawks going to need some hits here in the 7th inning.
Yeah. You wonder how much they have left in them as they come to bat here, and and then if you're Charter, you're playing for the outs. You want those outs. You're up 8-1. You need 3 outs to end this game. But Archmere needs base runners. They're going to have to get some runners on base and move them around quite a bit. So we'll see.
Harrich will remain on the mound. He relieved Outsley an inning ago. And he'll look to close this thing out for the Force. Again, 8-1 lead. 8 runs on 11 hits tonight for Charter. Just 3 hits and 1 run that came the way of Albero stealing 3 bases. Again, kind of just pretty much set his mind out that he was going to steal second, and he didn't stop, stole third, and he just kept on going. He, again, set his mind to it, and he did it. If they threw and got him, they threw and got him, but they didn't, and Albero able to score the run for Archmere. And there we are, 8-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder at the conclusion of this game, fans must remain in the stands. Stands are not permitted on the field. Leading off for Archmere, number 27, Mason Nowasic.
So here's Mason Nowasic to get things started for the Archmere here in the 7th. First pitch from Harris is inside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. That one just missing that inside corner. The 2-0 this time finds it for strike 1. So you got a few fireworks there over in left field and then stopped as Harris misses that one low and in the dirt. So 3-1 quickly to Mason Nowasic. Here's the 3-1 pitch as Harrods fires it in there for a strike. So full count now to Mason Nowasic with nobody down here in the last opportunity for Archmere. 3-2 is low and inside. So leadoff runner aboard as Nowasic trots down to first base. As that'll bring up Matthew Deloche. Deloche, another member of that football program in the fall, the state champs. As I believe they're still planning on going to the White House, right?
I think so.
That's the plan. I was to make sure I didn't miss it.
Not right now. With all the people in the White House that have COVID.
Swing and a miss there. Deloche showing 1. Good pitch there from Harris as well. Quickly 0-2 to Matt Deloche. And Charter 3 outs away for win number 2 here in the spring. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Got him looking. Strike 3 as Deloche goes down on strikes for out number 1. That's going to bring up now P.J. Blessington, the sophomore catcher, will step in to face Harrich here with a runner on, 1 down. Here's the first pitch to Blessington is inside.
I'll tell you what, Nick, Harris looks good out there. I mean, he's looked really good at the plate today, and you know, he looks good out there on the mound. I'm really impressed, you know, with what I've seen from him tonight. As he throws back over the first, the runner definitely was getting a pretty good lead, so he read that again well, and he's only a sophomore.
Yeah, Charter gonna be lucky to have him for another couple years.
Yeah.
5 RBIs tonight for Brady Harrich, I believe. And what a pitch there to get him swinging. 1-1 to Blessington. The 1-1 pitch got him to chase that one. 1-2 to P.J. Blessington. Got him looking back-to-back strikeouts for Brady Harrich. As the Force have that second win in their sights, just 1 out away here at Frawley Stadium.